Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Golden Wrestling Convo. I have been receiving a lot of flack, a lot of feedback, a lot of discussions about why I rated Asuka versus Nia Jax 5 stars. Now, obviously, we haven't gotten the Meltzer ratings, and I'm willing to bet he's probably going to rate it a 3.5 or 3.75 because it was very short. But luckily, for me, the fact that it's very short works in my favor because I can run through the match and explain to you why I rated it a 5 in under 10 minutes. So without further ado, let's get to it. They're both in the ring already, and see the bell rings. They turn off the lights, and here's just like this dude, introducing everybody, and he makes it seem like a big deal. You know what I mean? The spotlight is on both of them. The lights are dim. It seems like a big fight. It seems like a big deal right from the get. Nia walks towards Asuka, but then looks away and looks towards the fans. Does a small bit of a heel thing, but it's very imposing. She's showing that she's a monster heel, that she's huge, that she's powerful. Everything about her seems powerful. Then Asuka kisses the belt, raises the belt high, putting the belt over her, saying the belt means more than her. And at the same time, she looks confident. She looks ready. She's not afraid. You know what I'm saying? Dude shows them both the belt. They both touch the belt. Raises the belt up high, again showing that it's the big deal. They show only the belt. And then they do this weird thing with the NXT Women's Championship and pink and glitter, which if I had to nitpick, that would be the one wrong thing. The bell rings and Asuka is just moving through the ring, just automatically showing off her speed. Nia's trying to cut her off. Nia grabs the hand. Asuka goes for the leg takedown. Realistic, you know what I mean? There's nothing about that doesn't make sense. Asuka should try to move around. She is the faster of the two. Nia was able to grab the legs off of grab the hands off of, because Asuka had her by the leg. And then Asuka goes to the back. Nia swings 2 punches, misses. Asuka with the big slap there. Asuka rolls out, throws the big kick, misses. And now Asuka's like, hey, if that would have landed, I would have fucked you up. So we've already established that Nia's the stronger, that Asuka can't pick her up, that spin kick by Asuka will hurt like hell, and Asuka's confident in it. And now we have some great chain wrestling here. Asuka's bringing the arm, which does nothing to Nia Jax. So she hits her with a headbutt, and Asuka stumbles back as if shot. You know what I mean? She's hurt. And now Asuka's just flung across the ring, obviously showing that Nia Jax is the stronger. Asuka's hurt, you know what I mean? Everything about it. And now Nia's talking shit. It looks like a real fight. Now Asuka's again trying to move around, trying to be quick, but Nia has cut off the ring. Asuka's cut off into the corner, but then Asuka uses the ropes, starts throwing punches, throwing forearms. Nia picks Asuka up, rams her right back into that rope, into the corner, and just shoves her in there because she's stronger. Big lariat by Nia, and Asuka falls because she's hurt. And now she's rubbing her elbow across her face. It is all Nia. Nia's the stronger. Asuka's confident. She's faster. She's showing no respect because she did the slap earlier. But it is all Nia. Nia went for an Irish whip but got reversed. And Asuka reverses a punch into an octopus stretch. Beautiful. One of the main things about this match, this is now the 4th time I watched this match, is that they no-sell the Irish whip, which is so awesome. She tries to flip Asuka over, but Asuka lands on her feet because she's also the more agile. And then Nia grabs Asuka after Asuka ran the ropes and hits her with a very sick-looking backbreaker. Got a nice pin there, which looks a little lackadaisical. It doesn't make sense because Nia's the bigger. But then Corey Graves does a great job here. Listen to this.
Double slap into the cover. We gotta take cover.
You see what I mean? So even though that was one thing where you could say, oh, well, that didn't look real, Graves is right there to cover it up. Beautifully done. And now Nia is stretching out Asuka, and it looks painful. Is it painful? I don't know, but it looks painful. And then she does this weird thing where she opens her eye, which shouldn't look painful, but it looks horrible because of how well acted it is. Both of them are acting this beautifully. Asuka's on the floor acting as if Nia Jax gouged her eye or something. And now Asuka throws a couple punches, but they do nothing. So Nia rings her down with the big forearm and then drops her down with another modified backbreaker, and now stretching Asuka out, working the back of Asuka, keeping with the story of Nia trying to break Asuka's back, trying to break her will, trying to break her confidence, but she left the knee open, so Asuka lands a big knee to the head, and then she gets the guillotine in, which is a good callback to when Bailey beat her with the guillotine. But Nia knows that because she's lost to that before, so she's able to do an amazing vertical suplex there. Beautifully done, beautifully sold. Like Corey Graves says, raw power, very amazingly done. And now Nia's just stomping on her because Asuka's on the floor and she's hurt. Just pushing her around, yelling at her, huh, champ? You're the champ, huh? Asuka does a kick on her back, much like Inoki did. But that's some high-end nerd shit. That doesn't really matter much. Asuka goes for a tilt-a-war, but not really. Only uses the tilt-a-war to try to get the armbar because she knows she couldn't have just gotten the armbar just by grabbing the armbar. But then Nia reverses it, and then Asuka reverses that into a triangle choke. So now she's got a triangle choke wearing down Nia, and then Nia power bombs her into the turnbuckle. Amazing storytelling. Asuka is trying to get submissions when she can, but Nia is too strong, and Asuka's doing the smart thing by not just going after the body parts, but trying to confuse Nia by doing the head scissors first, then going into the armbar. And here we have an incredible stretch out. Nia bending Asuka's back, again working the back, continuing the story, stretching her back on the post, and that looks horribly painful. Is it painful? I don't know, but it looks painful, you know what I mean? And that's what matters, is that it all looks like a real fight. Now we have a bear hug, again, working the back, again, keeping the psychology and the story of Nia trying to break Asuka's back. Like they said, very focused attack, going straight after her back, trying to crush her back, trying to break her spirit, break her confidence. And now here, Asuka goes for a roll-up, very reminiscent of Manami Toyota versus Asia Kong, but it doesn't work. So then Nia picks her up, and Asuka rolls through, and instead of going for a pin, which Nia would have to roll through in, and they would have to work on it together, she just goes for a leg lock, which is beautiful. It looks real. There's nothing fake about it. And Nia goes to the ropes, which is like, if that was UFC, that would have been the end of the match, because it was a leg lock. She could have broken her leg, but she goes to the ropes, putting over the ring, putting over the fact that this is pro wrestling. And then Nia gets a sick sounding kick right into the head of Nia, and Nia goes on her knee for the first time. You know what I mean? So that's showing weakening. Nia's getting hurt. Off the ropes, and no, you can't go off the ropes in this match. You can't do Irish whips because this is like a real fight. Nia just drops her down with a very ugly spine buster, but Nia does the mistake here and she goes off the ropes a la Hogan, goes for a leg drop, misses, and Asuka lands a beautiful falling side kick, running side kick, but she doesn't hit the ropes. Asuka moves out of the way, and where she gets up, that's where she runs and lands the front kick. It looks like a real fight. It looks like a real sliding kick. She didn't hit the ropes. There was no theatrical into it. It looked like a real sliding kick. And then she yells at her, tells her that she's the champ, but does the mistake of throwing her off the rope, and then Asuka kicks her. Asuka goes for an Irish whip, gets reversed. Then Nia goes for an Irish whip, which gets reversed by a drop kick by Asuka. Again, continuing the story that there is no Irish whips in this match. You cannot Irish whip in this match. 3 amazing backhands that all look like she's legit kicking her, punching her in the face. And then a hip attack, which everybody knows the gluteus maximus, or the butt, has the most meat in the body. So Asuka's literally throwing the thing that has the most meat in her body at Nia Jax's face. She's throwing everything at her, and it all looks real. I mean, does the flying hip attack look a little weird? Yeah, it does, but it's still cool. And Asuka is yelling with all of her might here. And then a powerbomb reversal off of the kick, because the yelling kind of let her know. So Nia Jax is like aware. Another cover, and now Asuka reverses it into an armbar. Again, pushing forward that Asuka is just a submission expert, and she's getting submissions in out of nowhere. And now we have Becky's disarmor is locked in. A nice shout out to the former women of NXT. And Nia is getting up because she's that strong. She just got right up. And now Asuka is going for the Asuka lock, which is her finisher. But she can't put it in because Nia Jax is too big. So all of the submissions have worked towards this moment here. Nia tried to get the ropes again, but Asuka recognized that because of the last time she grabbed the ropes. And Asuka kicks her in the head, lands the spin kick, which was a reference to the kick she missed earlier. And now Nia's hurt, just like Asuka suspected. Nia screams because it's the last thing she has left to do. Asuka lands two amazing kicks to the face, and that's the match. It's perfect. There is no flaws. Everything is interwoven in this like amazing storytelling. It's a perfect fucking match. It's perfect. Personally, it's a 5-star. I don't know what Melcher's going to rate it. I don't know what everybody else rates it. But from what I saw, that looked real. They no-sold every Irish whip. They no-sold every bounce off the ropes. Asuka was constantly doing submissions, and Nia was constantly being the more powerful of the two. It was perfect. It was perfect. And that scream there, that was just because Nia is damn near unconscious from all the kicks. But the only thing she could think of to do is yell, and it looked so badass. It was like a warrior's yell. It was amazing. Like, I mean, I understand why some may have wanted it to go longer. I agree. But look, Nia now looks like she's legit knocked out. And Asuka is selling the fact that she can't walk like $1,000. Everything about this match looks real. Asuka looks like she's about to cry. She's crawling to the back. She's crawling. And Nia looks like she's been knocked loopy. Amazing selling by both of them. Amazing match. And then she kisses the belt to end it. 5 stars, y'all. I can't help it. I rate that a 5 stars. That was a classic. And that's my reaction to it. That's my 4th time I watched this match. I always, personally, whenever I see a match that I think is really amazing, that I think is a 5-star match, I watch it over and over again, because the first time you just enjoy it. Like when the bell rang the first time, I was just like, I just watched it and I was like, holy shit. Like, that's another thing too. From bell to bell, I was into that entire match. And when it was over, my hands went in the air in full excitement, childhood happiness. And even the crowd, you heard them counting along. 1, 2, 3. My hand goes in the air in full like excitement, in full fighting spirit. And I just yelled out 5 stars because that was my initial reaction. But, you know, I've had plenty of matches that I thought were 5 stars, and then I go back and rewatch them and I notice small imperfections. This is my 4th time watching this match, and I have not found anything wrong with it. You could argue it needed more time. You could argue a bunch of stuff, but personally, it's a 5-star. It's a 5-star match in my opinion. If you just add a little more selling, add some more time to the submission holds, they could have easily gone 15 minutes. But I think that because it was condensed into the 10 minutes, it works even better. And I don't know if that was something that they both said, oh no, all we need is 10 minutes, or if that's something the higher up said, all you have is 10 minutes. I don't know, but regardless, it may have been a blessing in disguise. But I think that match is perfect. Everything about it is this little ball of perfection. Like, it references itself, and it references matches in history, and like it's perfect in my opinion. It looks real. It felt like a big fight. It was perfect. It's the perfect match in my opinion. I give 5 stars. Obviously, the first time I watched it, I was just really into the match and I was staring at Asuka because I think she's hot as hell. So that could be a reason. I'm not going to stay here and say I'm not biased at all. I think Asuka's hot as hell. So it could just be that the stretching her out was hot for me and I was like, oh my god, drool. I'll admit that. But even watching it now in the fourth time, I think it's a classic. I rate it 5 stars, y'all. Peace.